As everybody out here knows who's ever seriously dated or got engaged or even got married, you very rapidly wind up with more family than you began with. And when I started dating Amanda, I obviously had understood that there would be her parents, her sister, there would be extended family. What I hadn't understood was the huge tentacles of family that would come across once I was with Amanda. And family, friends, and her housemates in the CloudClub all became my family. And many of them are capable, especially when I came on the scene, of they looked me over in the same way that brothers and parents look over the people dating their family members. Very, very unimpressed. Just uncertain that I was in any way worthy to date Amanda. So at the point where I actually started to feel that I had won over not only her mother.
It was easy.
That was easy. I had 2 legs, I was ambulatory, I had an English accent, it was great. But the point where I knew that Michael Pope approved of me, I was okay.
So Michael Pope is about to come out and show you guys a video, which is a video made for my first solo record. And I wrote Up the Treatment, and in the song, it's sung from the point of view of a sort of a poppy, optimistic 15-year-old high school girl who's just had an abortion. And I needed a friend to cast in the role of my knowledgeable friend who was going to take my hand and drag me to the abortion clinic in this 3-minute Beach Boys-esque pop song. And Becca was the obvious choice. She and I did a lot of little projects together. We did a Cyndi Lauper karaoke lip sync in the streets of Las Vegas one day when we were bored, to Girls Just Want to Have Fun, in which Becca plays a similar character, like dressed to the nines and just holding one of those terrible 3-foot-tall hurricane drinks, just shaking her head at everything going on around her. I also got her to come on stage at the Boston Pops and read an academic treatise she had written about Lady Gaga, also very impressive. So here to talk to you a little bit is the hopefully slightly impressed with my husband at this point, Mr. Michael Pope.
This video, I'm curious, just with a show of voice, clapping hands, shrieking, hollering, shaking butts and seats, how many people here today are here because they know Becca? That is awesome, because also what that means is a whole bunch of you guys are here because you're actually supporting the fellowship. And I don't think, this is a double negative, I can't explain to you how much it means to all of us who are here tonight that you guys would support this fellowship, because it means a lot to us as her friends, it means a lot to her family, so thank you guys very much. For those of you that do know her, I'm not going to deconstruct my personal understanding of the mechanics of the universe right now, but I would like one more time to ask the question, how many of you here with a show of voice, clapping hands, shrieking, hollering, or a wild-eyed, batshit crazy enthusiasm that she was so well known for, know Becca? I want to tell just the brief story of how I met Becca. I don't actually remember what year I met Becca, because most years for me have completely blurred into a gestalt. I do remember the exact moment that I met Becca. As Amanda said, she and I live in a building, a community of artists called the CloudClub. And it is a brownstone, and invariably with brownstones, you've got one person that lives on the ground floor, you've got one person that lives in the middle floor, and you've got one person that lives on the top floor. I lived on the ground floor. Now what happens in cases when you live on the ground floor of a place like the CloudClub is you inadvertently become the doorman for the building. Claim to fame. So I'm sitting out on the stoop one day, it's summer, the door is open, and I say it's summer because that means I'm in an exceptionally bad mood because direct sunlight and I do not get along with each other. And I'm hanging out solving all the problems of the universe when this creature comes walking down the street. She's dressed in what appears from a distance to be about 20 miniskirts of all various colors wrapped around her. She's got about 200 bracelets on each one of her arms. She's got this huge head of red hair. It's twisted into these dreads that are kind of draping down over her. Her eyes are caked with black mascara, and she's wearing these tiny little librarian glasses. She comes up to the stoop and she says, "Hi, is Amanda home?" And I say, "Do I look like a fucking secretary?" I didn't. I said, "I don't know." And then she says, "Well, would you mind if I go up and check?" Now, I got to explain, guys, this would not be the first time that Amanda had actually made an appointment to meet someone at a specific time in her apartment that she completely fucking blew off for some valid, important, emergency reason that she always seems to have. So I said, "I don't mind if you go up and check upstairs to see if she's here for the appointment that you clearly have with her." So her and she's with a friend, they both go upstairs, and I'm sitting down again figuring out all the problems of the universe, and I'm not even remotely exaggerating. It must have been about 20 minutes later. Becca and her friend come downstairs. And I say, "Well, you found her." "Oh, no, she wasn't there." "Oh. There's a pair of shoes in the closet. Can I take those?" Now, I understand it might be a little hard to understand now looking at me. Clearly, I'm very together, suave, debonair, wrought with a kind of humility that is almost Christ-like. Okay, it's not that fucking funny, guys. Easy in the back there. I am not the brightest bulb in the shop. And at this exact moment, it is occurring to me that Becca has randomly tracked down the location of the CloudClub. She has shown up completely unannounced. She has gone upstairs into Amanda's apartment where she has made herself so at home she knows what is in her closet. At which point I say, "No, you cannot take the shoes." And she pauses for a second, and she says, "Well, can I take just one?" True fucking story. Now, I tell this story, certainly not to encourage any of you to come by our house, because I absolutely do not encourage any of you to do that. I do it because that was an example of the kind of clever personality that Becca has, which is to seek out the awesome things in her life, find them, get them. Now, like a barnacle, she kind of grew on us. Well, I speak for myself. And she did, in fact, go on to help Amanda as an assistant, help the Dresden Dolls. She helped me as well in post-production, which she was capable of picking up. Show her something once, it gets done. She then ended up being my assistant on set. We went on, all of us together, to make numerous projects. One of many, which was her playing the fantastic Miss Melissa Mahoney. Let's have a big hand for Becca Rosenthal. Seth, let's roll camera.